everyone, Chelsea Warner here with RØDE. Capturing the energy and the emotion of a vocal performance is one of the best parts about producing music. And what's really cool is that you don't need to record in a pro studio to get pro quality vocal recordings. You can capture a great performance in your bedroom, your garage, lounge room, in a hotel room, wherever. In this video, I'm going to take you through 5 tips for recording pro vocals from anywhere. Nowadays, you don't need a huge mixing console and loads of expensive outboard gear to get a really good vocal sound. The main thing that you need is a good microphone. I'm using the RØDE NT1 Signature Series mic here, which comes with a shock mount. So that helps to isolate the mic from vibrations that might travel up through the stand. And a pop filter, which also comes with the mic and is used to prevent plosives or those popping sounds that come from words with a P or a B in them. So the reason that you want to use a large diaphragm condenser for vocals is that condenser mics are way more sensitive, so that makes them really good for capturing the subtle detail of a performance. The larger diaphragm is also better at capturing richer, lower frequencies, which provides a better balance overall of the voice that you're recording. All you need then is a simple audio interface and a computer with a digital audio workstation installed on it, and you're good to go. Next up is your recording space. So obviously when it comes to recording at home, you can't always choose the shape of the room or what the floors or walls are made of, but there are some steps you can take to minimize unwanted reflections or noise. Pick a room that has the least amount of echo. You can test this out by simply clapping or singing in the space and listening for the sound bouncing off any flat, hard surfaces. To reduce these reflections, treat the floor, walls, and ceiling with any material that can absorb or break them down, like rugs, curtains, acoustic panels, anything soft. Soft furnishings can also help with this. You also need to be aware of any noise that might be picked up by the microphone while you're recording. So try and pick a space that's furthest away from both outside and inside noise. Record when you're home alone, or let other people know that you need quiet while you're recording. Close any windows, any doors, turn off any unnecessary appliances like air conditioners, anything you can do to get the cleanest recording possible. Most large diaphragm condenser mics like this are what's known as side address microphones, meaning that the mic capsule or the membrane that picks up your voice is facing out to the side of the mic. They also usually have a cardioid pickup pattern, which basically means it picks up the clearest signal in front of the capsule rather than behind it. But how do you know which side is the front or the back? Well, RØDE have made it pretty easy by putting a little gold dot here where the front of the mic is. So all you have to do is position the mic with the gold dot facing you and you're good. Large diaphragm condensers are really sensitive, so to capture the best sound, position the mic within 6 to 12 inches of your mouth. Anything further than this will capture more of the room, making your vocals sound distant and will also make it pretty difficult to process later on. If you position the mic closer than 6 inches, you'll get something called the proximity effect. This is basically where the closer you are, the more low frequencies or bass you introduce into the sound. This can be used to your advantage in shaping the tone of your vocals, as the closeness can add more depth and detail to your sound. Just be careful though, as the added bass response can increase the risk of plosives. Try recording on a slight angle to the microphone, so the excessive air from certain words is directed off to the side rather than straight into the capsule. I know I shouldn't stay here. It wouldn't be right, it's so wrong to drag you with me when we're just not aligned, no. After recording the vocal takes, I'm just gonna go in and really subtly edit and process the vocals. So first things first, I'm gonna make sure that I fade the beginning and the end of the audio, just to make sure that I'm not coming in the middle of a breath or anything like that. And then I'm gonna use stock plugins. I'm gonna use EQ, compression, and de-essing. Firstly, EQ. I'm gonna use this to just sculpt the sound a little bit, cut out certain frequencies that I don't want or enhance others that I do want. So straight out the gate, I know that I don't want any low end in the vocals because the human voice doesn't make those frequencies, so it's probably just rumble or boom or something like that. So I'm gonna cut that off, then I'm gonna have a listen and make sure there's nothing else that I wanna cut down. I know I shouldn't stay here. It wouldn't be right. Alright, I can see and hear that in the low mids here, there's a bit of a concentration of frequencies, so I'm just gonna cut that a little bit and then have a listen again. So want to drag you with me. Okay, I'm gonna widen the cue of this a little bit because I feel like this whole area needs a bit of calming down. And then something that I like to do on vocals a lot is just a really subtle high shelf to get a bit more brightness out of the vocal. Next thing I'm gonna do is compression. So compression kind of just flattens the dynamic range of the whole take. So loud sounds, it will turn down, soft sounds, it will turn up. I'm gonna use it to get some consistency in the dynamics of this take. I know I shouldn't stay here. It wouldn't be right, it's so I just pull down the threshold until I can see some gain reduction happening. You can see that it predominantly happens on the louder sounds because that's what needs to be reduced. No, I shouldn't stay here. Nice. Okay, lastly, I'm gonna use a de-esser, which is gonna help tame some of the really, really high hissy frequencies, like S's and sh's, those kind of sounds. It's a really smart combination of EQ and compression. Let's have a listen. No, I shouldn't stay here. It wouldn't be right, it's so... Okay. Nice, so you can hear that each plugin is kind of doing its own really subtle thing, so the performance still sounds really natural. Okay, now to enhance the lead vocal, I'm gonna do some double tracking and just some subtle effects. So I'm gonna duplicate the lead vocal track twice, just deleting the audio there. I'm gonna put it in a group just for ease, called BVs, and I'll double track it. I know I shouldn't stay here. It wouldn't be right, it's so wrong to drag you with me when we're just not aligned, no. Let's do one more. I know I shouldn't stay here. It wouldn't be right, it's so wrong to drag you with me when we're just not aligned, oh. Cool. Straight off the bat, I'm gonna trim these audio tracks and just fade in at the start and the end, same as I did to the lead. This is potentially even more important with backing vocals because you don't want like a million breaths all cutting in on top of each other. So fade that, and then I'm gonna pan each of the tracks right and left because I want these vocals to have a real wide stereo image. So have a listen to how that sounds. No, I shouldn't stay here. Nice, because that's the chorus. It's good to add a little bit more energy and a bit of depth with some double tracking. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit of reverb. So reverb just kind of makes the audio feel more spacious. You'll hear it. I have it on Ascend at the moment, so I'm just gonna do it parallel, just the stock reverb. All I've done is I made the decay time slightly longer because I wanted it to be a long whole type reverb. I think that sounds really good on vocals. Dry wet dial to 100 because it's on Ascend, so I can choose how much of it I want to use. So let's just hear it on the lead vocal first. I know I shouldn't stay here. Nice. Let's do a bit of that on the backing vocals as well. I know I shouldn't stay here. Great. Just creates a little bit of depth. The very last thing I'm going to do, only to the lead vocal, is I'm going to add a little bit of delay. So that's kind of like an echo. I, again, have that on Ascend. So I have some kind of specific settings here on the delay. I've just got a pretty high feedback. Got it on 60 now because I want it to be quite long. I've got it on 4 and I've got a slight filter here. So it's just rolling off the tops and the bottom. It's bandpassed. And it's going to be, it's just going to make the delay more subtle so that there's no high frequencies. It's not getting in the way of the lead vocal at all. I also have a compressor that's side-chained to the vocals, which just means that it only allows the delay to happen in the gaps in between words. So that's going to make it, again, not get in the way of the lead vocal so much. Let's have a listen to that. I know I shouldn't stay here. It wouldn't be right. Great. I only want that on the lead vocal because otherwise it'll be a bit too messy if it was on the backing vocals as well. Okay, let's have a listen to that now. Edited vocals with a little bit of subtle processing. I know I shouldn't stay here. It wouldn't be right. It's so wrong to drag you with me when we're just not alike, no. And there you go, with a good mic, a decent room, good technique, and a little bit of subtle editing and processing, you can create good vocals from anywhere. If you have any questions about recording vocals, leave them in the comments. Otherwise, thank you for watching.